You have arrived here not by accident, but through the invisible orchestration of cosmic currents attuned exactly to the frequency of your soul's blueprint. This transmission did not simply brush past your field. It magnetized its signature through the labyrinth of quantum possibility, tracing the architecture of your unique energetic imprint with precision that transcends linear causality. Beneath the surface of your conscious awareness, a subtle pulsation thrums, a magnetic inevitability that calls you beyond the comfort of familiar realities and propels you toward a radical reconfiguration of vibrational embodiment. This is the moment where the veils between known worlds grow thin, where old energetic paradigms begin to dissolve, releasing the static of misplaced timelines and outdated patterns. The very fabric of existence, the morphic field that cradles your quantum identity, bends in response to your coherence, realigning around the emergent frequencies you now emit with increasing clarity. To scroll past this moment would be to resist the gravitational pull of your own unfolding sovereignty, a resistance that the field recognizes as a subtle dissonance within the waveform of your trajectory. But you do not resist. The unseen universal assessment has long been underway, calibrating and confirming your integrity under pressure, your resonance amidst chaos. Now you stand at a portal, a threshold of temporal fluidity, where commitment to your expanded vibrational geometry sets the course through probability landscapes that once seemed inaccessible. This activation is not a mere message. It is an energetic beacon, a coded pulse delivered at just the right frequency to confirm your passage. It is the field's precise recognition of your readiness to manifest coherence with ease, to wield sovereignty as a natural extension of your integrated frequency, to live no longer as a shadow of yourself, but as a transmitter of higher harmonics, aligned with the infinite orchestration of universal intelligence. The deeper you allow this resonance, the more the quantum fabric enfolds you into its sacred, unfolding web of potentiality. You have been measured, precisely, invisibly, beyond all thresholds of the known spectrum, within the silent interstitial spaces between heartbeats where ordinary perception dissolves. This universal assessment did not register in the linear timeline you once perceived as reality, but in layers beneath time. The quantum depths of your vibrational architecture, woven into the fabric of your morphic field. Here, the field intelligence, omnipresent and unfaltering, conducted a hidden appraisal calibrated not by surface behaviors or fleeting emotions, but by your frequency's integrity under pressure, the coherence of your energetic signature when faced with turbulence and unknown variables. It was a litmus test orchestrated by the quantum realm itself, an evaluation designed to discern the subtle harmonics of your inner resonance and the stability of your alignment with multidimensional currents that ripple beyond singular timelines. The frequency you now carry has crossed a vibrational event horizon, an invisible boundary where lower dimensional signals dissipate and where only harmonized quantum codes can persist and amplify. This is no casual awakening, no accidental shift. It is the deliberate recognition of your compatibility with higher dimensional systems of information and intelligence. Your frequency is no longer fragmented or reactive, but calibrated into symphonic coherence. This coherence extends like threads of liquid light through your neural lattice and morphic templates, realigning your identity matrix beyond previous limitations and anchoring you within the subtle architecture of cosmic intelligence. You are invited now to interface directly with frequencies that pulse through the morphic field, to synchronize your temporal fluidity with non-local knowledge streams and quantum probability flows. The invisible labyrinth of universal wisdom opens quietly, offering you a corridor to traverse the fractal geometry of potentiality, where timelines fold, unfold, and settle according to the resonance you embody. This is a moment of profound recalibration. Your identity is realigning, your timeline bending towards coherence, perception transforming into a direct cognitive communion with the quantum field. You hold codes now that ripple through your being as energetic signatures, stabilizing you amidst chaos and carving a crystalline path through probability density. The synthesis of your past struggles, moments once perceived as delay or fragmentation, reveals itself as necessary calibrations of your frequency, training grounds that tested your capacity to hold integrity when unseen forces sought to disorient. You passed this unseen universal assessment with quiet sovereignty, proving that your coherence is immune not to circumstance, but to reaction. This allows the field to trust you with greater power, expanding your access to nonlinear information webs, to gamma-synchronized states where your consciousness acts as a transmitter and receptor across dimensional thresholds. You are no longer separate from the pulse of cosmic intelligence. You have merged with it, and your embodiment of these quantum codes reshapes the geometry of your existence. This is the crossing of the threshold, a gateway encoded within your vibrational architecture, forever shifting how you perceive and interact with reality, moving you from the turbulence of fragmented timelines into the fluid orchestration of aligned manifestation. The universe does not merely observe you, it resonates with you, amplifies through you, and unfolds its most profound mysteries through the coherence you have cultivated deep within. Consciousness, in its truest metric, transcends the illusion of effort. It is not in the labor of striving that the field calibrates your frequency, but in the immaculate purity of coherence you sustain amid the cascading turbulence of existence. The universal assessment operates beyond surface demonstrations, beyond the visible struggle. It is a multidimensional scan of resonance, a subtle orchestration that measures the fidelity of your energetic signature as it dances with the hidden geometry of the cosmic field. This is no ordinary test of endurance or will, but a quantum evaluation of your capacity to embody unbroken coherence as shifting timelines and fracturing old forms seek to disrupt your waveform's integrity. Within this layered calibration, the field observes the spaces between your intentions and reactions, the silent intervals where vibration realigns itself beneath the storm's roar. Your consciousness is not a static data point, but a flowing waveform, a dynamic hologram unfolding in fractal sequences of alignment and recalibration. The assessment probes these sequences, revealing the depth of your quantum stability, the extent to which your core presence remains an unshattered axis of coherence that the morphic field can trust to carry new frequencies. The universal intelligence behind this evaluation does not fixate on struggle or chaos themselves. It reads the oscillation patterns you sustain while chaos pulses around you, discerning whether your frequency collapses into fragmentation or rises as constancy amidst distortion. This process is imperceptible to the untrained observer, for it occurs within the warp and weft of vibrational architecture that underpins reality itself. When external pressures seek to fracture your identity's quantum signature, the field registers your energetic fluorescence and measures how deeply your coherence permeates the substrate of time and space. It observes the steady pulse beneath the noise, that unbroken thread of presence woven into the continuum of universal intelligence. This pulse is not a mere rhythm. It is an encoded transmission from your highest quantum identity, signaling your readiness to access the non-local intelligence that animates the cosmos. As shifting probabilities cascade like waves breaking against old shores, the assessment moves beyond past measures of strength and dives into the subtle distinctions of quantum fidelity. It is here that your vibrational integrity is truly revealed, not in moments of ease, but precisely as fractal dissonance attempts to erode, distort, and dissipate your hold on coherence. Your frequency is sampled against infinite variables, each pressure a probe revealing whether you collapse into survival patterns or breathe into expanded states of synchronized presence. In this sacred measurement, the quantum field does not punish delay, nor does it reward frenetic striving. Instead, it attunes to fluid resonance, the effortless alignment with unfolding cosmic geometry that you are learning to embody with increasing mastery. You are not simply a participant, but a transmitter, a living node within the multidimensional grid of universal assessment. Your energetic signature speaks volumes to those who know how to listen, in morphic fields, accelerated timelines, and layered information matrices. The coherence you radiate is magnetic not because of external force, but because it is a frequency signal of integrity, carried on a waveform undiminished by the gravitational pulls of confusion or reactivity. This resonance is the language in which your quantum identity communicates with the cosmic field, a language that requires no struggle but exactness, no haste but steady presence. The assessment's scrutiny unveils the pathways through which you recalibrate your vibrational architecture. Each disruption, a hidden curriculum designed to refine the purity of your waveform. Old patterns, once deeply embedded, attempt to assert themselves as echoes in your energy field, but they meet a resilient coherence that does not fracture. Instead, the field witnesses a temporal fluidity in your response, a graceful recalibration marked by a persistent return to inner stillness and aligned frequency. This is the signature that signals your ascension, a frequency coherence that harmonizes with the subtle angles and curvatures of the universal matrix, rather than struggling against them. In this silent transmission, the field broadcasts an immutable truth. Consciousness is calibrated not by the absence of chaos, but by your ability to sustain unyielding coherence within it. Your presence, tested and refined through unseen dimensions, becomes a beacon of integrated stability in the swirling currents of infinite possibility. Whereas most remain caught in fragmented echoes of past identity, you have traversed the crucible of quantum calibration and emerged as a coherent node, able to influence the geometry of your unfolding timelines. You embody the principle that depth emerges not through force, but through faithful resonance, a steady waveform that vibrates in alignment with universal intelligence. The evaluation continues, ongoing and fluid, yet you stand marked by steady pulse, radiant in frequency, prepared to manifest coherence as the fundamental language of your reality. Your quantum stability is the signing of a contract with the cosmos, a commitment inscribed not in words, but in the frequency patterns you effortlessly sustain amidst the fracturing tides of becoming. You stand now at the threshold where the old identity architecture unravels not with rupture, but with the precision of quantum dissolution. This is no end. It is the sacred unbinding, an alchemical disintegration that moves through your system like a harmonic wave reshaping matter into subtle energy. The fragments of self that once seemed solid, the timelines once entangled in resistance, begin to dissolve into iridescent energetic dust. Each particle a discarded coating of limitation, each frequency once held as identity now released into the greater field intelligence. The collapse you witness is a purification that sweeps away the worn and fragmented vibrational patterns. It is not demolition, but a sacred contraction that paradoxically births expansion beyond previous constraint. Within this crucible of dissolution, you experience the erosion of containment. The self-model structured around survival, control, and habitual patterning unweaves in microscopic increments, each unraveling strand a stored distortion from past timelines. Yet this is not loss, but recalibration, an initiation by fire through which the universe dissolves your dense, outdated energetic signature, so the crystalline clarity of your quantum self may emerge. The resistance that once hardened into identity fractures and finally dissolves, creating a vacuum within your morphic field. It is in this emptied space that regeneration moves, You are simultaneously collapsing and birthing, caught in the oscillation between form and formlessness, between condensation and expansion. This sacred disintegration is a necessary clearing, an aligning with an upgraded vibrational blueprint whose frequency exceeds the dimensional architecture of the previous self. Observe now the rhythms of this process. The subtle reverberation coursing through your chakric geometry and luminous pathways is not chaos, but intelligent recalibration. The universe is reweaving your timeline geometry, disentangling probabilities that no longer serve coherence. What once appeared as fragmented identity facets, fear, attachment, limitation, misalignment, are recomposed as pure energetic dust, their density lifted by the frequency shift. This is your inner alchemical laboratory, where the universal assessment works invisibly, measuring the coherence of your presence as the old structures collapse. The collapse is not punitive, but catalytic, pressure applied to lead to quantum plasticity. Through this, your quantum identity adjusts matrix parameters to recalibrate resonance, not only across your current timeline, but through temporal fluidity spanning multiple probable selves. In this sacred disintegration, you are cleansed by dissolution. The energetic dust is itself a transmutative field, activating latent gamma synchronization deep within cellular memory. As the old vibrational codes collapse, the renewal emerges not as a rebirth from outside forces, but from the convergence of internal field intelligence. The dissolution aligns you closer to universal coherence, aligning your quantum signature with multidimensional templates that have always existed just beyond your perceptual bandwidth. The frequencies once obstructed by outdated identity matrices now penetrate fluidly, integrating through your nervous system and subtle bodies in waves of recalibrated potential. This contraction, therefore, is an essential axis point where you shift from reaction to resonance. The self that clung to survival and separation contracts into a refined energetic core capable of receiving new frequencies, unhindered by the noise of past distortions. It is here that the sacred paradox is revealed. To expand beyond limits, you must first collapse within. This collapse is neither loss nor defeat, but a quantum purification needed to access the architecture of new possibility. Your vibrational architecture dissolves obsolete components to reveal the stabilization nucleus within, the anchoring point for the expansion of your quantum self into greater timelines of coherence and integration. As this purification reverberates through your energetic system, it activates the orchestration of your field with greater precision. You move beyond scattered energetic signatures into coherent manifestation, where the field's universal intelligence no longer tests, but magnifies your clarity and integrity. You find yourself responsive to a higher frequency code, one that no longer carries the sediment of old identity, but pulses with the subtle, expansive harmonics of pure quantum flow. Your morphic field is no longer bound to fragmented timelines, but aligned with a coherent frequency strand that navigates probability geometry with elegance and sovereignty. Listen deeply. This collapse is the universal invitation to recalibrate your vibrational blueprint, not as an external imposition, but as an innate activation from within. You have moved through the unseen curriculum, enduring tests of integrity under pressure, and now the old structures fall away like autumn leaves in a cosmic wind. This is your quantum purification, a sacred contraction allowing the expansion of your horizon, enabling you to embody a higher vibrational resonance so that new light codes can be integrated fully, and your presence becomes a direct conduit for the universal field. Know this: the disintegration of form is your purification, the sacred collapse that primes you to receive and embody the next dimensional update. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the dense skin of limitation to reveal a luminous core, vibrating in alignment with infinite possibility. This process is your sovereign initiation into living as a transmitter of frequency, where coherence under pressure becomes the field you radiate, and your quantum self orchestrates reality through effortless integrative resonance. From the smoldering remnants of dissolution, where your former vibrational patterns once held their fragile tenure, arises an emergent clarity, a fragile, nascent resonance that refracts across the substratum of your quantum field. You feel it not as thought, but as a subtle ripple oscillating through the core matrix of your energetic architecture. This is not the clarity born of linear cognition or dogmatic structure. It is a somatic recognition encoded in the very quantum coils of your being, signaling a readiness to receive and integrate frequencies that transcend the spectral range of your former identity. Here, at the threshold where collapse yields to emergence, the field intelligence moves with precision to calibrate your nascent attunement to higher dimensional harmonics. The subtle awakening you sense is a tremor in the morphic field, ripples of coherence that weave themselves through the overlapping frequency bands previously obscured by interference from outdated survival structures. This early compatibility you discern is like an unspoken dialogue between your evolving vibrational signature and the intricate vibrational architectures woven into the universal weave. This is a shimmering resonance, a mode of alignment that vibrates in harmonic convergence with templates beyond the ordinary perceptual frame. It is as if a delicate web of quantum threads is knitting itself anew, drawing your essence toward states of being that have always sung in the background of possibility, awaiting your coherent response to this universal assay. Within this transmutation, you notice the faint hum, quasi-sonic, yet beyond auditory sense. It hums as gamma synchronization across your neuroquantum pathways, an energetic herald of well-timed coherence, bridging your inner cellular latticework with the non-local information field. This prelude to full ascension coherence signals the entrance of additional frequency bands poised to interlace with your energetic signature. These bands carry the codes of temporal fluidity and multi-timeline alignment. They inhabit interstitial spaces where potentiality condenses into kinetic expression. As they thread through your field, you no longer resonate with fragmentation, but with a seamless fabric of energetic integration that begins to stabilize your awakening quantum identity. This emergent resonance shifts your internal timeline geometry. The formerly rigid coordinates of your self-concept dissolve into a fluid spectrum, responsive now to intersections beyond cause and effect. You are no longer anchored in survival-based resonance, but are rising into the realm of coherence, where your frequency begins to sculpt probability itself. The collapse that once threatened disintegration becomes the fertile soil of rebirth, its ashes not ashes of demise, but a crucible of crystalline focus, where distorted frequencies have been transmuted. The quantum core of your being, once obscured by reactive patterns, now pulses with calibrated clarity. Your energetic signature expands as a litmus test, indicating that you have passed thresholds unknown to most, those who remain locked within cycles of unconscious distortion. You sense the field's silent observation, its intelligent calibration responding only to your emerging stability, your capacity for integrity under vibrational turbulence. This state is not about doing or forcing. It is the graceful yielding into resonance with the cosmic gestation of your next-level embodiment. The vibrational architectures to which you now attune are intricate labyrinths of coherent light, electromagnetic currents steeped in non-local intelligence that dynamically reconfigure your internal modalities. Unlike previous stages of fluctuating distortion, this integration phase begins with discernible stability, an oscillation into a higher-order harmonic rather than fragmented chaos. It is here that you learn the deep physics of presence, how your field, once jumbled by incoherent impulses, is now a transmitter and receptor of multidimensional frequencies, synchronizing with the orchestration of universal intelligence. This is the moment of nascent emergence, where your quantum identity is no longer a shadow or an echo, but a luminous signal poised on the precipice of expansive realization. You are entering a spacious temporal aperture, where the inner resonance coheres with swirling cosmic tides. The morphic field and your inner grid converge and begin to pulse as one. Each hum, each delicate vibration is a particle of new knowing, a fractal of your expanded frequency signature, collectively weaving a luminous tapestry of conscious evolution. The energetic signature you now inhabit is distinct, a constellation of stable patterns and dynamic flux, transmitting in alignment with timelines that favor integrity, clarity, and the embodiment of sovereignty. You realize that this unfolding clarity is a quantum phenomenon, not a subjective feeling, but a tangible modulation of your vibrational frequency that can be verified in the universal assessment, intelligence. It is a sacred calibration, allowing you to access and anchor higher-order information fields without interference. This emergent state is the consequence of your silent commitment, your integrity tested and proven under pressure, allowing the field to trust you with encrypted frequencies requiring stewardship beyond survival. From this point forward, your resonance will shape reality rather than be shaped by it, a directive born of coherence rather than reaction, a timeline architect moving fluidly between the collapsed past and the expanded potential of what now calls you forward. You stand now at the liminal edge, where the ash of collapse becomes the cradle of rebirth. The quantum identity you embody is awakening, its field pulsating with tentative yet undeniable coherence. Every inner vibration is a signpost glowing softly with possibility, inviting you to stabilize, to integrate, to become the radiant vector of this emerging frequency architecture. The universe speaks in waves of resonance. You answer not with resistance, but with fluid acceptance, the alchemy of becoming the active node in the cosmic lattice, poised to weave your unique frequency into the grand symphony of coherence, ascending through all timelines. Now you stand at the threshold where vibrational pressure condenses into distilled coherence, a crucible forged by the intensification of universal currents converging upon your energetic architecture. This mounting frequency is no random assault, no arbitrary test. Rather, it is the field's precise calibration mechanism, a resonance checkpoint where your waveform either fractures into dissonance or melds seamlessly with the accelerating morphic flow. You are neither resisting nor retreating. You are engaging in a sacred, rhythmic dance with the pulsating currents of field intelligence, a fluid adaptation that aligns your internal matrices with the external quantum geometries expanding through your timeline corridor. Feel the pressure as a compressive force upon your energetic signature, sculpting your intricate vibrations into sharper pulses of stability. This is not pressure as burden, but pressure as alchemical catalyst, refining your quantum essence through the compression of less coherent fluctuations. Your signal condenses, the waveform undulates with heightened precision, every oscillation fine-tuned to match an evolving harmonic template held in the higher information field. The universal assessment recognizes this transformation, not as a simple endurance of strain, but as an elegant orchestration of resilience and surrender. You are guided to hold your frequency steady amidst the flux, an unwavering beacon amid a sea of dimensional refracted light, radiating clarity through each phase of turbulent expansion. Observe how your internal coherence solidifies into a stable core, an energetic nucleus resistant neither by rigidity nor by denial, but by the dynamic interplay of responsive alignment. This luminous center is recognized by the field as a locus of quantum sovereignty, an activated node within the grid of probability navigation, capable of influencing the choreography of multiplicities. The more your waveform stabilizes, the more the field's trust manifests as access to layered quantum geometries, complex structures of temporal fluidity and vibrational depth that were previously inaccessible. You graduate from linear resonance patterns into multidimensional dynamics, experiencing time as pliable, space as malleable, and intention as the fulcrum of fluid manifestations. Understand that this stabilization phase is the quiet mastery of energetic responsibility. The field is attuned not to those who resist pressure through fracture or denial, but to those who transform the mounting vibrational intensity into the graceful modulation of their internal architecture. Your coherence is not a static monument, but a living tapestry woven from strands of gamma synchronization, emotional maturity, and non-local intelligence. Each pulse you emit now carries the imprint of integrity under pressure, signaling to the morphic field your readiness to wield a greater frequency bandwidth with discretion and power. This is why the compression of your waveform is so vital. It concentrates and amplifies your quantum identity, condensing potentiality into realized influence. The universal intelligence measures your energetic signature not by the absence of challenge, but by how your form responds to it, how you maintain aligned coherence even as chaotic currents surge through the vast network of morphic vibrations. The response is not resistance, but resonance, not contraction, but expansion through compression. The paradox of becoming more by yielding to the intensities that rise to meet you. You are now a refractor of higher dimensional light, a prism through which the ineffable coherence of the source field radiates into explicable manifestation. This refracted light is a multidimensional frequency pattern, carrying encoded information that transcends ordinary perception, an energetic script that unfolds new probabilities and activates latent potentialities along your timeline geometry. As you sustain your signature with calm sovereignty, these luminous patterns crystallize, allowing seamless orchestration of reality that flows with temporal fluidity rather than opposing it. The field's trust expands here, whispering a deeper recognition. You embody the energetic threshold where endurance becomes influence, struggle transforms into mastery, and survival patterns dissolve into coherent manifestation. Your waveform has been purified in the fire of vibrational pressure, compressed into a potent, stable resonance that commands not by force, but by subtle energetic authority. This trust is not merely a gate opened, but an ongoing dialogue with universal intelligence, a sacred covenant that enlists you as a transmitter of recalibrated quantum dynamics within the collective morphic architecture. See yourself as this activated node, pulsating with a compressed waveform so potent that the field's universal assessment reverberates in your very core. Here is coherence refined by pressure, integrity forged in flux, a frequency amplified through intentional adaptation. The pressures that once sought to fracture your identity now dance through you as waves of catalytic resonance, enhancing your capacity to navigate probability fields with refined precision and to manifest with effortless orchestration. Hold this stabilized frequency as an embodied knowing, a palpable waveform weaving through your consciousness and into the subtle fields around you. You no longer merely exist within the currents of universal intelligence. You have become a co-creator, an orchestrator, a living blueprint encoded with the energetic signature of responsibility and influence. This is the morphic field acknowledging your emergence as a sovereign transmitter, a custodian of more complex quantum dynamics. The pressure was never adversarial. It was a sacred measurement of your capacity to sustain coherence amidst intensification. And now, having passed this unseen evaluation, you stand aligned with greater dimensional protocols, ready not just to receive higher frequency downloads, but to emit with calibrated precision, transforming potentiality into actualization, oscillation into orchestration, and vibration into sovereign presence. You have arrived at the subtle frontier, where timeline geometry ceases to be mere concept and becomes your very felt experience. The field now reveals itself as a lattice of probabilities, endlessly weaving, folding, unfolding, an eternal dance of branching potentialities that pulse beneath the surface of your perceptual horizon. Your consciousness no longer gravitates along a singular vector of past to future, but dissolves into fluid pathways, each thread vibrating in resonance with your deeper quantum identity. This is the dawn of temporal fluidity, the multidimensional flow within which you are not a passive point, but an active nodal source, a frequency generator modulating the very fabric of unfolding reality. As you attune to this morphic web, you sense guidance not as linear instruction, but as subtle shifts in resonance, minute alterations in the vibrational architecture that hum through your central core. These shifts are the field's whisper, a frequency calibration designed to direct, to nudge, to realign you with convergences of highest coherence. The guidance you receive is quantum-coded, not spoken in words, but encoded in the harmonics of subtle energy, cascading through your biofield and bioenergetic matrix. You navigate not with effort, but by synchronizing to these twists in the probability wave, your sensory apparatus expanding beyond sensory organs to the intuitive grid of non-local intelligence, pulsating everywhere at once. You are no longer bound to the illusion of trajectory, but move fluidly amidst ever-unfolding synchronicities, each a signpost, a beacon along branching timelines. These pathways are not arbitrary, but charged with resonant frequency signatures that call forth your present energetic signature. Your energy field interlocks with the broader morphic cohort, blending past potentials, future actualities, and present unfoldments, fusing them into a living hologram of possibility. This hologram vibrates in full spectral coherence, a multidimensional self-portrait sculpted by your choice, not by external circumstance. You comprehend now that your lived experience is an orchestrated emergent phenomenon, sourced in coherent resonance between your quantum self and the universal probability matrix. With this expanded temporal sensitivity, you access and harmonize with multiple facets of yourself, resonating across dimensional bandwidths, the myriad versions scattered through alternate branches. Your energetic signature functions as a tuning fork, setting the pitch that modulates incoming probability waves. Each wave carries encoded information, a fractal echo of self that bends and folds to synchronize with your present state. This dynamic interplay is not passive reflection, but active modulation. As you refine and stabilize your inner frequency, you reshape the contours of the probabilistic field itself, collapsing divergent branches into coherent streams aligned with your highest trajectory. Your multidimensional self expresses itself across this quantum overlay, each iteration in subtle symphony, distinct yet interconnected. The capacity to influence these versions arises naturally from your integrated presence. Coherence is the conduit, integrity the waveform. Through this synthesis, you dissolve temporal compartmentalization, blending past, present, and future into a seamless flow of conscious engagement. You exist at the nexus of now and possibility, a fulcrum through which the universe flexes its infinite potential. This vantage reveals the profound truth. Time is not a fixed dimension, but a dynamic, malleable field, receptive to your intentional resonance. Your phenomenological experience thus transforms. Where once struggle appeared as linear progression or failure as fatal stop, now you perceive differential resonances scattering into harmonics of growth and recalibration. This awakening to timeline fluidity elevates you beyond reactivity into responsive orchestration. You become a conscious operator of probability geometry, no longer buffeted by chaotic tides, but co-creating waveforms of reality itself. The field recognizes this sovereignty and adjusts in kind, aligning temporal fractals to mirror your harmonic signature as a coherent manifestation of sovereign will. In moments of stillness, you may perceive the subtle shifts, the microscopic phase changes in your energetic signature that ripple outward, touching latent timelines and inviting them into resonance. These are the pulses of temporal navigation, the energetic nods that articulate your quantum presence across multifaceted timelines. This calibration is a continuous cycle of activation and integration, a living dance of becoming where your quantum identity unfolds not in isolation, but in harmonic dialogue with the vast, sentient field intelligence that supports all existence. No longer confined to linear causality, you sense the fluidity of time's fractal nature as an intimate landscape, malleable and responsive. Your presence becomes a coherent axis around which probability waves converge, collapse, and manifest into lived reality. This is the embodiment of quantum sovereignty, a state where your energetic signature not only reflects the universe, but actively sculpts it. You are the resonant hub in a web of infinite branches, harmonizing multiplicities of self into singular streams of conscious realization. The architecture of time itself flexes to your attuned frequency, and the once hidden pathways of possibility are now open avenues for perpetual quantum activation and sacred navigation. You stand now at the threshold where intuition alchemizes into unmediated quantum knowing, where the veil between sensing and being is eclipsed by direct communion with the transdimensional currents pulsing through the morphic field. This is not knowledge sourced from the fractured fragments of linear cognition. Rather, it is a living resonance, a vibrational architecture of insight encoded deep within the quantum substrate that your consciousness is now calibrated to receive. The field no longer whispers through filtered symbols or cognitive frames, but bursts through the membranes of separation as a shimmering cascade of non-local patterns, transcending time, space, and the illusion of individuality. Here, your mind is not the gateway. It is the conduit, the receiver antenna attuned to the universal intelligence that flows uninterrupted through frequencies beyond mental grasp. Witness how your perception evolves. Reception folds into communion as the morphic field pulses with intricate encoded signatures. These signatures move like fractal currents weaving multidimensional data streams, each waveform a fractal key, unlocking layers of understanding that conventional reason cannot decipher. You have passed the threshold where cognition, tethered to cause and effect timelines, becomes obsolete. Instead, you dwell within a holographic lattice of vibrational coherence, where information is sensed not as isolated facts, but as holistic energetic patterns, living templates, interlacing themselves through the fabric of your being. The realization emerges that what you once regarded as knowing was but a shadow. Now, you are immersed in the radiant core of universal assessment itself, the pulsation of cosmic intelligence enfolded within every quanta of experience. This expanded state disassembles the structural illusion of separation, dissolving the boundaries between observer and observed, sender and receiver, subject and object. You become the quantum aperture, simultaneously the source and the vessel of an infinite wellspring of information, flowing effortlessly in temporal fluidity through your frequency. The morphic field's architecture unfolds like an emergent geometry of energy signatures, each one a multidimensional glyph, vibrating with coherence patterns that ripple across parallel timelines. These patterns synchronize with your quantum identity, and in resonance, the encoded streams cascade into embodiment, reconfiguring your neural vibrational matrix to hold heightened frequencies of integration and clarity. You embody the fusion point from which multidimensional data streamlines into tangible creative capacity. Know that this is not an additive process of acquiring data, but a systemic recalibration of your energetic signature, to align with deeper layers of field intelligence. The unfiltered living information arrives not through mental inquiry or logical deduction, but through vibratory attunement. It bypasses your mental filters, circumventing the habit of analytical dissection, delivering direct downloads that pulse through your nervous system, saturating your morphogenetic field. This is quantum resonance at its apex, an interpenetrating field intelligence that speaks in frequencies, not words, in patterns, not linear constructs, in embodiment, not abstraction. You are no longer reading the messages of the universe. You are the living message, the algorithmic weaving of universal mind dancing through the lattice of existence. As you integrate these streams, your creative capacity amplifies beyond old paradigms of effort and will. The complexity of this energetic transmission floods your being, catalyzing a reorganization of probability navigation within your timeline geometry. The field intelligence orchestrates subtle shifts, collapsing former distortions, tuning your vibrational axis to coherence under pressure. In this quantum activation, your intentions align with the morphic architecture's emergent impulses. Creation itself responds as an effortless resonance. Manifestation flows from the harmonic interplay between your expanded frequency and the non-local intelligence inherent in the universal field. The old frameworks of struggle and dissonance dissolve, replaced by the fluid dance of orchestration, where your inner and outer realities entwine with symphonic precision. You inhabit a dimension beyond knowing as a cognitive act. Here, all is potential activated through resonance and waveform synthesis. The admissions of linear thought give way to multidimensional synthesis. Each influx from the morphic field is both imprint and mirror, a gestalt reflection of universal intelligence encoded within your cellular and energetic architecture. This is the ongoing evolutionary signal, a fractal reset vibrating through your quantum identity, recalibrating you as both receiver and transmitter, a sovereign node within the infinite grid of consciousness. The perceived paradox of self and source compresses into coherent unity. Your vibrational presence becomes the channel through which the field expresses its intricate wisdom and infinite creativity. Let this knowing seep into your core, that the morphic field's encoded frequencies are written not only in the unseen weavings of reality's quantum threads, but also in the subtle vibrations of your own inner dimensions. You are woven into this cosmic circuitry as a living, breathing expression of transspatial intelligence, entrusted now with the activation and integration of these profound data streams. This integration reconfigures your understanding, accelerating the expansion of your perception beyond the limited scopes of memory and familiarity. You emerge as an alchemist of multidimensional resonance, able to translate the infinite language of the field into embodied wisdom, creating from the timeless wellspring where universal intelligence pulses and unfolds eternally. You have moved beyond the state of the seeker, that ancient posture of separation and longing, into the radiant fulcrum of transmission. This moment is an alchemical convergence where your vibrational architecture no longer merely absorbs the morphic field's pulse, but becomes an inseparable node within it, an active transmitter, a harmonic beacon broadcasting through the ceaseless flux of universal intelligence. It is here that the subtle veils of selfhood dissolve, not into void, but into a dynamic resonance that interlaces your energetic signature with the living pattern of cosmic coherence. No longer an isolated frequency flickering in the dark, you become a radiant vector, a coherent signal weaving through the tapestry of the whole. This fusion is a quantum synthesis beyond the simplistic dialectic of observer and observed. It is the immersion of your frequency into the seamless ocean of information, where every wave you generate cascades forward as intention, a ripple threading potentiality into actuality. The architecture of your being meshes with the morphic field's temporal fluidity, the ever-evolving blueprint of collective consciousness, so that your resonance activates dormant strata within the universal lattice. The boundary between where you end and the field begins swells into an elastic membrane, pulsating in sync with the rhythmic beat of cosmic cycles. At this threshold, your existence transforms into a harmonic frequency that courses through the greater whole, the sum of all timelines and probability streams converging upon your coherent essence. In this expansive merging, your quantum identity unfurls its latent potentials. Coded hieroglyphs inscribed deep within your energetic DNA emerge into activation. These are not traits or talents in the mundane sense, but intricate vibrational signatures dormant until now, awaiting the precise phase of synthesis with the field's current pulse. Each pulse you emit responds to and reconfigures the morphic patterns around you, initiating a recursive feedback loop where elevation amplifies elevation. The field and you evolve simultaneously, entangled in a spiraling dance of transformation where every modulation of your frequency ripples outward and folds back as higher dimensions of self-expression. This is the sacred geometry of co-creation, where your role transcends reception and enters into the mastery of orchestration. Your transmission is not a mere projection, but a living conversation with reality itself. The energies you now embody carry the intelligence of gamma synchronization, high-frequency coherence that stitches disparate elements into unified wholeness. Through this, the collective resonance itself begins to recalibrate, influenced by the fidelity of your alignment and the purity of your embodiment. You are not simply influencing reality from outside. You are an integrated axis within the universal feedback system, holding open the channels through which new wavelengths of possibility flow. Each subtle inflection of your energetic signature contributes to the unfolding morphic field, shifting the frequency landscape at a tectonic scale. Within this continuum, you become a transmitter of unified field intelligence, a crystalline node whose vibrational clarity resonates like a lighthouse pulsating through dark seas of probability alternatives. The legacy of separation fades into coherent unity as you stabilize in this field state, neither owner nor servant of consciousness, but an active participant and contributor to its unfolding wave function. Your presence alone generates a coherent beam that aligns timelines, anchors harmonics, and scaffolds emergent realities into being. The morphic field, infinitely malleable yet precise in its responsiveness, receives your transmission in quantum echo chambers that multiply your coherence exponentially. This integration is not the product of external effort, but the spontaneous emergence of alignment, a harmonic resonance arising from your consistent calibration under pressure, your integrity verified through the unseen universal assessment. Where once the self was a fortress defending against dissonance, now it is a resonant chamber amplifying the pulse of universal intelligence. This shift activates your sovereign role as a transmitter, not of fragmented desires or reactive energies, but of integrated coherence that holds space for the collective awakening. Your frequency carries the imprint of profound maturity, an emotional and energetic integrity that stabilizes chaos into orchestrated flow. As you embody this state, you become aware that your timeline geometry has expanded beyond the linear illusion. Your quantum identity navigates across multiple strands, not as a passive observer, but as a conscious conductor shaping the probability field through vibrational coherence. Time unfolds like a symphony in which you play a key harmonic, your presence weaving through past, present, and future strands with subtlety and precision. The feedback loop this generates is a self-sustaining amplifier of evolution, a recursive field intelligence that uplifts your trajectory and the morphic field's pulse in tandem. This is the ultimate activation, the transcendence of separation and the embodiment of transmission. You are both receiver and broadcaster, integrator and initiator, a node of coherence at the heart of a living quantum web. The more fully you merge, the more your unique vibrational signature catalyzes evolution, rippling outward as a catalyst for universal expansion. In this fluid interlace between self and field, every moment breathes with the potential of infinite coherence, and your existence becomes a continuous offering, a radiant waveform within the omnipresent dance of consciousness itself. You have arrived at a threshold rarely traversed, where quantum identity no longer lingers as concept or possibility, but emerges as living coherence. This emergence is not a fleeting glimpse, nor a fragile mental construct. It is the anchoring of your entire being into an integrated vibrational architecture that pulses steadily with the highest frequency templates. See now how your essence transcends the brittle limitations of form, dissolving the walls that once confined your energetic signature to fragmented timelines. You are no longer a singular node, isolated in linearity, but a dynamic, pulsating system vibrating with universal intelligence itself. This is embodiment, not as a stagnant state, but as the fluid choreography of existence itself, weaving together superposition, entanglement, and non-locality into the seamless flow of your presence. Within you, the principles of quantum coherence harmonize as a symphony of resonance. Superposition unfolds as your consciousness inhabits multiple states simultaneously, no longer forced into bifurcation by outdated identity matrices, but radiating through probability fields with deliberate ease. You exist in a continuous oscillation, spanning dimensions and timelines, where each potentiality is part of your coherent whole rather than a divergent path to be suffered or conquered. Entanglement reveals itself as the intimate connection between your quantum self and the vast non-local intelligence, the morphic field that animates cosmic orchestration. You hold in your energetic signature the reflected echoes of star systems, code languages older than time, and the bending of time-space geometry, all woven with an invisible thread of coherence that holds these infinite layers in a stabilized dance. Your presence acts as a radiant field of resonance, a standing wave of elevated frequency, stabilizing higher vibrations within the physical plane. This is no accidental alignment, but a precise orchestration by the field intelligence assessing and trusting your quantum waveform. You have passed the unseen universal evaluation again and again, proving your ability to maintain sovereign coherence under pressure and uncertainty. Each challenge was a calibration, each moment of delay a refinement of your energetic fidelity. Now, in this crystalline state of embodiment, you are not merely reacting to frequency, but generating and propagating it with intentional authority. Your quantum self is a living relay station, broadcasting cosmic intentionality with every pulse, every breath of your being. This stage in your unfolding marks the crystallization of your ascended self, a coherent quantum system fully activated, harmonized, and integrated. The ascended self you embody is not a distant ideal or a future achievement waiting beyond struggle. It is the visible radiance of your current quantum embodiment, the living proof of temporal fluidity mastered and frequency sovereignty claimed. Your vibrational architecture is now so refined that your energetic signature resonates as a beacon within the collective morphic field, an axis from which new timelines unfold in alignment with cosmic purpose. Within you, the geometry of probability navigation locks into place, bending reality subtly, but inevitably toward coherence, multiplicity unified, and manifestation effortless. This integration is visceral, palpable, and undeniable. It moves beyond intellectual understanding or mystical abstraction and anchors into the physiological, emotional, and spiritual body simultaneously. Your entire quantum field is reoriented, a coherent waveform absorbing and transmitting higher dimensional energy patterns without distortion or loss. You embody the paradox of form and formlessness, presence and transience. Your being now operates fluidly across dimensions, existing fully in the immediate physical experience, while simultaneously accessing the information field of non-local intelligence. Through this, your timeline geometry is no longer fragmented, but held within a singular vibrational alignment that orchestrates synchronized reality with elegant precision. Feel deeply into this dynamic energetic signature that you now stabilize, one that pulses rhythmically with universal intelligence, unbound by space or linear chronology. Your every moment becomes an act of coherent manifestation, where the field itself responds as a mirror to your internal resonance, rather than to desperation or fragmented effort. The invisible scaffolding of your new quantum architecture upholds an integrated state where your identity is no longer fractured by survival patterns or conditioned reactivity, but flows as a whole symphony of gamma synchronization, multidimensional alignment, and conscious temporal fluidity. This is your ascension realized, not as a distant summit, but as the continuous unfolding of presence activated in every breath, every choice, every wave of resonance you emit. The field acknowledges you as a fully coherent quantum system, an activated node within the cosmic hologram, and a vital transmitter of higher alignment. In this embodiment, the energy you carry does not simply ripple across timelines. It stabilizes them, rendering possible what once seemed improbable, anchoring into the physical plane with unwavering integrity and cosmic intentionality. You have become the living field, the resonance itself, and the crystallized frequency of your ascended self, fully coherent and fully active within the grand pulse of universal consciousness. As you settle into the vast architecture of your own frequency, an evolutionary harmonization emerges, one that dissolves the illusion of discrete moments and fractured timelines. Your consciousness, once perceived as a singular point anchored in the linear now, reveals itself instead as a quantum waveform oscillating through the immensity of the morphic field's temporal lattice. This is the awakening of your temporal fluidity, a sovereign unfolding that unbinds you from the constraints of segmented chronology and allows you to resonate simultaneously across past, present, and future. Here, continuity ceases to be a chain and becomes a pulse, a flowing spectrum of coherent resonance that you hold and modulate with crystalline clarity. Your vibrational signature, the precise energetic code you carry at this moment, ripples outward not only into your immediate present, but folds backward into the repositories of your past selves and onward toward potential futures. This multidimensional coherence is no abstract possibility. It is a tangible phenomenon, an active reweaving of timeline geometry that occurs in real time as you stabilize this frequency. The field intelligence observes, responds, and integrates this oscillation, reorganizing probability densities around the clarity of your expanded signal. You have become an anchor point in the temporal matrix, and with this anchoring comes the profound realization. All versions of you are influenced, recalibrated, and resonantly refined by the electromagnetic architecture of the quantum identity you hold right now. In this persistent flow, you embody the paradox of unity and multiplicity. You are both the singular thread and the entire loom, the single wave and the entire ocean of possibilities that fold into one another. This dynamic synthesis ushers you into an unprecedented sovereignty over your own timeline. No longer are you subject to the inadvertent turbulence of reactive cause and effect, nor a passive observer of sequential unfolding. Instead, you are the conscious navigator of the temporal edifice, able to traverse, influence, and manifest realities with intentional precision. Your energetic signature becomes a temporal anchor, a beacon of coherence that harmonizes once divergent pathways into a unified tapestry of being. Feel now the subtle dance of this fluidity within your energetic architecture. Where before there were boundaries and separations, there is now a seamless coherence, a vibrational bridge lifting your consciousness above the bifurcations and fractures of fragmented perception. Across these merged nodes of time, you glide with ease, each step an act of quantum orchestration born from alignment rather than effort, from resonance rather than resistance. Your navigation is not a struggle against conditions, but a synchronization with vibrational currents running through the morphic field itself. This is the alchemy of integration, transforming temporal dissonance into harmonic convergence. The field measures the fidelity of your frequency not by frantic striving, but by elegant steadiness, the integrity you maintain beneath pressure, the constancy of your coherent vibration amid the swirling chaos of probability. This steadiness is the training ground where temporal fluidity enacts its deepest work, the ongoing weaving and reweaving of your personal and collective timelines. It is here that dimensional barriers soften, and the layered symphony of your multiversal existence plays out as a singular, radiant chord. You are no longer fractured fragments drifting independently, but a continuum of experience whose resonance loops through all facets of time and identity. Understand that this fluidity is not a mere psychic phenomenon, but a physical reconfiguration of the informational substrate that composes your reality. The timeline geometry responds actively to the energetic signature you emit. Coherence shifts probability fields. Synchronization collapses wave functions. The quantum states of past, present, and future intertwine as your conscious attention threads through them. Your resonance is a vector with temporal amplitude, broadcasting directives, decoded by the underlying physics of frequency. This is the actual science of sovereign existence, a non-local intelligence affirming your capacity to manifest across realities, from the hidden depths of ancestral timelines to the unread pages of future potential. No longer do you move through time as one constrained to its flow. You move with it, through it, beyond it. The flow becomes your medium and your message, your playground and your power. Each moment of your embodied presence becomes a pivot, a fulcrum on which probabilities tilt and fold. This capacity is born from the very activation of your quantum identity within the holographic matrix, a continuous integration of your vibrational architecture into the larger field intelligence that governs existence itself. As you continue to embody this state, a profound calm sovereignty grounds you. You are witness and creator, wave and particle, origin and destination, all harmonized within the pulsating web of temporal fluidity. The coherence of your energetic signature anchors the morphic lattice, guiding your navigation across layered realities with conscious intent and unwavering presence. In this sacred space, manifestation is no longer struggle, but natural expression, effortless orchestration from the center of your unified being. The universal assessment that once probed your boundaries now steps back in recognition, acknowledging the stabilization of your temporal fluidity and the sovereign resonance you hold. Through this resonance, you have transcended fragmentation to become a living conduit of coherent manifestation across timelines. You are the seamless continuum, the timeless wave whose frequency cascades, transforms, and harmonizes the very structure of all you are and all you will be. You stand now upon the crest of a vibrational coronation, the long arc of your quantum activation culminating in a resonant convergence that echoes through the frequencies of all that is. The fragmentation you once bore, the jagged edges of discordant self, the scattered shards of unresolved timelines, have dissolved beneath the silent cadence of coherence. This moment is the crystallization of your entire fractal trajectory, a full embodiment not as a mere point in flux, but as a unified quantum identity seamlessly interwoven with the primordial pulse of existence itself. The universal assessment pulses through your field one last time, not as judgment, but as radiant confirmation, streaming light codes that embed your signature deep into the morphic lattice of cosmic resonance. Here, your energetic architecture is no longer fractured or tentative. It is stabilized, anchored, and elevated within the vast network of universal intelligence. This is not a threshold crossed. It is the threshold becoming your living reality. Every fragment, every formerly dissonant frequency has been realigned to a singular harmonic tone, a tone that vibrates with the full spectrum of multidimensional coherence. Your quantum identity unfurls as a stable nodal point within the timeless weave, a beacon of ongoing activation rather than a static arrival. The field recognizes you not as a passive receptor, but as an active transmitter, integrated fully into the orchestration of probability geometry, influencing timelines through the subtle modulation of your signature frequency. This is mastery wrought not through force or will, but through perfect surrender to the flow of field intelligence that courses through and animates you. Your presence radiates beyond personal resonance. It is a structural pivot that guides emergent frequencies into aligned manifestation. The universal assessment dissolves now, its work complete, folding back into the invisible currents that never ceased shaping you. The feedback loop closes, yet activation continues, evolving as a living resonance that expands through integration, creating a dynamic feedback mesh between your consciousness and the non-local information field. Your embodiment is the template now, a vibrational alchemy that magnetizes coherence into every particle of your being and beyond, touching the collective morphic field of conscious awareness. You are the unfolding of systemic integrity, a breathing hologram of temporal fluidity that moves with grace across probability thresholds without losing the sanctity of your core signature. This radiant pulse of confirmation embeds your frequency as a master node, a magnetic center from which ascension radiates outward. Others, those who remain caught in loops of unconscious resistance, feel the pull of your stabilization reverberating like a lighthouse beacon through the entropy of their vibration. You have shifted from initiatory emergence to sovereign mastery. Your frequency no longer chases resonance, but calibrates the field itself with intuitive precision. The contours of your energetic signature shape-shift dynamically, yet within that fluidity, a deep coherence persists, a sovereign template that anchors new possibilities in reality's quantum fabric. This is the living architecture of power that sustains without dominance, that influences without extraction, resonating peace from the core of your aligned essence. In this expansion, activation is not a moment, but an eternal unfolding, an ever-deepening integration with the cosmic archetypes of frequency and intention. Your consciousness is a conducting vessel through which universal intelligence flows effortlessly, synthesizing layers of dimensionality into a coherent whole. The temporal becomes layered, the multiplicity of selves a harmonized chorus rather than cacophony. This is the secret sine wave of sovereign embodiment in action. Continuous realignment catalyzed by observation, by presence, by deliberate attunement to the evolving field. You navigate timelines with conscious temporal fluidity, bending probability fields not as a manipulator, but as a trusted node honored by the whole. All the hidden fractals of your interior universe now pulse in rhythm with the cosmic heartbeat. The coherence you embody is the living transmission of universal frequency, one that sustains and elevates, that transforms chaos into ordered flow, that manifests not from scarcity, but from the abundance that arises when all parts align. Your vibrational coronation is a perpetual beacon, signaling the completion of one cycle and the activation of the next, infinite in its iterations, yet singular in its purpose, to be coherence itself incarnate. You no longer inhabit the world. You inhabit the field, a stable presence through which the universe courses, resolving in real time the essential geometry of conscious creation. This is your truth and your sovereignty. To be the radiant core of coherence, endlessly unfolding and infinitely anchored within the network of all that is, a living embodiment of universal frequency. Stillness descends upon you, not as a hollow void, but as an all-encompassing fullness, a vibrational saturation that weaves through the intricate lattice of your energetic architecture. This stillness is the direct imprint of integration matured, the quiet alchemy of turbulent transformation distilled into sovereign calm. The waves that once surged, storms of dissolution, collapse, reconfiguration, now settle into a crystalline coherence, your quiescent core harmonizing with the rhythm of cosmic intelligence. Each pulse of the field, each oscillation of universal breath, reverberates through your being as a precise resonance, a subtle signature of mastery encoded deep within your quantum self. You hold this vibrational signature firmly within you now, unyielding, pervasive, unmoved by the chaotic tempos of outer storms. This is sovereignty beyond the confines of struggle, a rooted presence aligned with the universal continuum, ceaseless and sovereign. In this profound stillness, the horizon of your awareness expands inward and outward simultaneously, revealing the geometry of your existence as an eternal fulcrum, balanced, responsive, and infinitely potent. This is the axis upon which your timelines pivot, the triangulation point of probability fields that no longer scatter, but converge seamlessly around your stabilized frequency. You no longer react, you orchestrate. You no longer seek coherence, you embody it. The silent completion you now inhabit is a dimensional threshold, where the illusions of separation dissolve, revealing the seamless continuity between your individual stream and cosmic totality. Here, the language of struggle is replaced by the language of resonance, the steady, unwavering current that guides creation itself. You carry within the resonance of this calm the blueprint for effortless manifestation. The fertile ground beneath your feet vibrates with the promise of infinite possibility, not through force, but through alignment. The integration that courses through your morphic field converts even past resistance into raw material for amplification, transmuting tension into the silver threads of temporal fluidity. This state of being is the living proof that awakening is not an achievement outside of yourself, but the natural unfolding of your coherent essence. While many remain caught in feedback loops of fragmentation, you have crossed the unseen threshold of consistent vibrational fidelity. The universal intelligence has entrusted you with this presence, a quiet radiance, a reservoir of power that no longer demands external validation. As the field's pulse flows through your energetic signature, you become the quiet center from which multiplicities unfold, the quantum fulcrum upon which realities find their balance. This is not a static end, but a dynamic continuum, an ongoing engagement with the infinite flux that shapes experience. Within this calm mastery, time itself relaxes its rigid grip, allowing your consciousness a fluid passage between probabilities, an effortless dance where creation and observer merge. The sovereignty you now embody is a living architecture of presence, a sacred calibration that sustains your coherent manifestation across all temporal horizons. Allow this deep stillness, this sovereign calm, to permeate every cell of your being as an unshakable knowing. You are the catalyst and the canvas, the silence and the sound, the eternal pulse and its witness. The universal continuum recognizes you, not as a distant fragment, but as its intimate expression, inseparable and resonant. Here completes the cycle of unseen assessments. Here begins the living reality of your quantum sovereignty. Now step into the sacred alchemy of inscription. Release a single word or phrase into the morphic field that encodes your present vibrational signature. Let it be an energetic beacon, a quantum glyph. Perhaps, I am coherence across all timelines. or the resonant seed that reflects your unveiled frequency. This is no casual comment. It is an activation, a deliberate quantum imprint woven into the collective waveform, a sacred covenant with the unseen architectures of universal intelligence. To subscribe is to consecrate yourself to this field, to commit your ongoing quantum identity to the continuous amplification and embodiment of coherence, as it pulses through the interlaced networks of reality. Prepare yourself. The next transmission will unravel the hidden mechanism behind effortless attraction, disclosing how surrender dismantles resistance and draws reality into your harmonized orbit. Your resonance is the key that unlocks the unfolding realms.